I must subscribe to a lot of email newsletters when I'm drunk.
You waken to it in the morning, pants free. I'm not wearing any pants.
Party in your pants.
Pants free.
What do you think they were looking at that they made him take his pants off?
Podcast today.
The following contains language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised. 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 Advised.
This is the Pants Free Podcast, originating from mfpod.com.
Now this. Welcome to the Pants Free Podcast. My name is Marconi. I'm one leg of this Pants Free team.
And I'm Nikki J, and I am the butthole of this Pants Free team.
I'm kind of uncomfortable now.
And it just came out that way.
Is that really, Nick, is that really the professional intro you want to give yourself to today's podcast?
Yeah,
is that the tone
absolutely.
you want to set?
Yes.
Just do an alternative take in case you change your mind later.
All right. And I'm Nick J. Miles, and I am the eyes and ears of the podcast.
I think we're going to stick with the butthole.
Yeah, I think the butthole's better.
Leave the butthole in.
Here is your late news roundup from the world and the nation.
Today in Pants Free News, Kevin Clash, the voice of Elmo, was off the hook after the accuser said that he recanted his statement. They pay the accuser a six-figure demand for the public reaction of underage sex claim.
Did they just pay him so he would shut up?
Probably.
Did this really happen? I mean, like you think, okay, they want him to shut up because it's probably better for it to just quiet down if you're Kevin Clash, of course. And $125,000 for Kevin Clash probably isn't a lot of money, but to this guy, it seems like it probably is. But then the stipulation was that he retract his statement publicly, and then quietly it goes away. So now why is it resurfacing again if it's quietly supposed to go away now?
Well, because somebody got hold of the information that they paid him to go away.
But wasn't it kind of obvious? Like when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, he probably paid him off. That's the first thing I thought.
And the thing is, too, like it's an accusation that just does this hurts. This kid, Sheldon Stevens, he alleged he was 16 when Clash began having a sexual affair with him, and Clash has acknowledged the affair, but insists it started when Stevens, now 23, was actually an adult. Now, multiple sources are now telling the entertainment media that hours before Stevens recanted his underage sex allegations, a statement was struck between the two parties for a settlement. And under the terms of the settlement, Clash agreed to pay Stevens $125,000, but the settlement then provides the following, and then there's a list on the website of all of this stuff that supposedly they are allowed to do and not allowed to do.
So there's a lot of stuff, but to break it down for me, does this mean the Elmos on Hollywood Boulevard can return or shouldn't return?
They should return. It's all over. It's to bed.
All right. So The Voice doesn't have to do a show searching for a new Elmo.
Right.
Because that was my idea. The Voice find the next Elmo.
Exactly. And if they have $125,000 to pay this kid, that's fine. But it's still, what I have a hard time is this kid is completely ruined his life because no one who's ever going to trust him ever again, and how long is that $125,000 going to last him? Yeah,
will he keep blackmailing? And well, now that it's public, though, that he got paid, he might have to shut up. Maybe that's the whole reason
he
behind.
does. No, he does have to shut up.
Oh, okay.
That's the deal. He has to keep his mouth shut.
But the kid, he looks like some guy, one of the guys from Jersey Shore or something, this kid.
Yeah, he does now. I mean, I wonder what he looked like when he was 16, but
we don't know because Kevin Clash didn't start his relationship until he was an adult, Nick.
See, there you go. You've got it. Yep.
It's funny because, like, what I want to believe and what I really think probably happened are two different things, and it's a struggle within me, in my inner Elmo.
You do have some Elmo struggles in your life, don't you?
Yeah.
Whereas I have Cookie Monster struggles.
Oh, now I want cookies.
In our second story today, it's a complicated story, but it's definitely worth a mention. The father of one of O.J. Simpson's victims doesn't believe an alleged confession by a death row serial killer who's now taking credit for Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman's murders. So This guy on death row in Florida called Glenn Rogers said, I actually killed Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman.
He's claiming to be the real killers?
He's claiming to be the real killer. What this guy is saying, OJ actually paid him to break into Nicole Brown's house and steal $20,000 in jewelry and kill her if necessary.
Well, he did a shitty job.
Right. Right.
Because he left OJ's blood on everything.
Well, it's going to be on a network TV show that's airing this week, the latest in the story.
The thing is about the whole OJ thing, he did teach me how to pretend, when you get fugly sweaters for Christmas.
Right.
He taught me how to try on clothes I don't want.
Right.
Sorry, Grandma, I can't wear this awful sweater. See, it doesn't fit.
Right.
It's the news! It's the news!
Did you happen to watch Sports Center when they had the Sprint Cup on this week?
Yeah, I don't really. I saw the highlight on Deadspin.com from how do you pronounce this guy's name? I don't know anything about racing other than this guy was drinking during an interview.
Right, Brad Kozwolski. He won the Sprint Cup and goes on to do this interview on Sports Center where he was basically tanked.
You just did it. What's it like?
Pretty damn awesome. I got a little buzz going here. I've been drinking for a little bit, but it's been pretty good, man. I can't lie. Look at these guys behind me. They're pretty excited. Make some noise! You're on Sports Center.
He was half drunk. I think Miller Lite must be a sponsor because he kept holding up this giant mug of beer. And
right.
In between talking, like when the guy was asking questions, he was just taking giant swigs and then smiling, and he'd have to wipe off the beer mustache.
Right. Well, yeah, Miller are his sponsor, and of course he celebrates him. A lot of people celebrate with champagne. No, our friend Brad Kozwolski celebrates with his sponsor's product.
I don't really see the big deal. I mean, we do every podcast half drunk every day.
When news breaks, we're the first there to mark it.
Justin Bieber is back with Selena Gomez, holding hands.
Well, he looked sexy in his leather tank top at the AMAs.
He also got a kiss from Jenny McCarthy.
Oh, you think Selena's mad about that?
No, I think that was just a lovey thing.
So they got back together for sure? It's a thing?
Supposedly, Justin arrived with his mom and left with Selena Gomez holding hands. So
okay, so
I think if they weren't back together, they wouldn't be holding hands.
Okay, so this just in: the Taylor Swift Selena Gomez breakup songwriting party has been postponed for now. Back to you, Nick. Nick, this video is probably going to be the next Friday song, but it's awful.
It is. 9,500,000 views is what I'm watching today, and it's got more thumbs down than it has thumbs up, by the way.
It's a Thanksgiving potluck video with it's like this teenage girl invites a bunch of her friends over, and somehow there are no parents involved. Maybe they're in a country where they don't have parents. I don't know. It seems like kind of, and then there's this random adult giant guy who's in a turkey costume.
Yes, and then she has no right making sweet potatoes.
Yeah, and she's making like instant stuffing.
Yeah,
and one of her friends loves macaroni and cheese, and someone brings ribs over. I'm like, whatever.
And the thing is, it's really confusing is that I'm not sure how the black guy at barbecuing works in.
He's the chaperone.
He is.
The dumbest video ever.
She sings into a yam at some point. So it's everything that you shouldn't make a music video about. She's done, or somebody has done for her. And apparently, it's funny because it says this is Nicole Westbrook. It's Thanksgiving. The official video. Official what video?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the only official Thanksgiving song is sung by Adam Sandler.
Absolutely.
By the way, in other news, my Thanksgiving cookbook, 50 Shades of Gravy, will be out very soon.
Oh, gray gravy. 50 Shades of Gray Gravy.
No, not gray gravy. Gross.
Fat guys don't cook. 50 Shades of Gray Gravy.
Well, okay, we'll title one half of the books 50 Shades of Gray Gravy, and the other half just 50 Shades of Gravy, and see which one sells the most.
Right.
Well, thank God that's over.
Yeah.
It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel
Nick, another fine podcast coming to a close. If you have comments or questions or just need help figuring out why you're listening to this podcast, head to mfpod.com, and it has all the links there for you to enjoy and click on for various ways to listen to the podcast or not listen to the podcast, which would seem weird. For Nick Miles, this is Marconi saying,
I hate Nicole Westbrook.
Wait, who's Nicole Westbrook?
This stupid chick from the Thanksgiving video.
Oh, I had already forgotten her. Buongiorno.
Marconi. Marconi. The Marconi feed. Bing.